an organism and it's chemistry, and we need to address that.
I know that they're sort of a tricky topic. People love to use them not only for their horses, but for themselves. Welcome, Nina.
Thank you.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the importance of diet and nutrition in overall performance. I mean, you used to be a rider.
It's more important than people think, generally. It's something we forget about, and we need to eat right to be able to focus, to be able to concentrate in the ring, to make fast decisions, and of course for muscle and impact of our energy.
Absolutely. Do you think that it also affects the ability to basically improve quicker from injury?
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell us how that is.
From inside. So it's building blocks. It's all about chemistry in our bodies, which is also impacting our mood, our decision making again. And that is something that I think people forget about. What do you put in? And then if you're recovering from injury, then it's even more important, obviously, that you're eating right to be able to heal.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you suggest to any rider wanting to make sort of a small and manageable change to their current diet in order to improve their performance?
One thing that I see all the time in riders is the intake of fiber is not enough.
Okay.
So the fiber makes all the things in the intestines, like immune system, how you get many come back from a big show somewhere and traveling, and they get a bit sick, they catch a virus.
Yeah.
That's something that you can prevent.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk a little bit about supplements. I know that they're sort of a tricky topic.
Big topic.
Yeah, people love to use them not only for their horses, but for themselves. What are your thoughts on supplement use today, nowadays?
Usually less is more.
Yeah.
If something is potent or strong enough to make an impact on the positive side, it is also strong enough to make a negative. So you can't just add on. Yeah. And you need to know why you're eating it and be quite specific. I'm not saying supplements aren't good, but just to have it as a cover it all and I'm safe, and then eat whatever you're eating and not thinking about the balance. And this is important on the horses, even more so, maybe, because we can feel, we don't know what the horses feel. Yeah. And so you need to be aware. And if many are lacking energy. Many are, the ads are talking to people with a language that almost everyone can relate to. Yeah. And that makes it very dangerous because it's a slippery slope. Yeah. And taking things that are going to wreck something else, because again, it's all chemistry. We are about chemistry, and everything is intertwined, and you can't just add on, and that's...
Yeah, I think we see a lot of people these days, they just keep taking more and more things, and it's a problem.
And just trying to cover it and saying one size fits all, that's not what it's about. Yeah. It's you and I will use totally different amounts of minerals, vitamins, and so on.
Yeah, everybody is unique. All right. We saw a recent bit on FEI's socials, and they were asking riders, what do you eat before competition? And I think that there's a big discussion as to time and different types of foods. Talk a little bit about that.
It's a huge range of what is good for who, but on a general, you should not eat fast release carbohydrate and not in bulk. So, but there will always be somebody that feels fantastic about eating a big size portion of pasta. But as a general, I would say eating a light salad with some healthy fats, nuts, avocado, some olives, and eating that about 2 hours before you're going to get on the horse, then you have at least a good way to kind of go. Or, drink a yogurt, something that has some probiotics.
Okay.
Something light.
Something that won't sit heavy, because I know even myself, I hated to eat anything at all. Yeah. Do you think that there's a problem with people who don't want to eat at all? Do you think that can affect performance, or do you think it's still really individual?
Absolutely, it can affect. And if you do it because you're nervous and that's not your normal routine, then it's definitely not good for you.
Okay.
But if you do it always, that you're always on a fasting kind of regime, then your body can get used to it, and your body can learn to release glucose from the cells from the storage in an efficient way. But not if that's only at the show, and that's something that you do only there. That's never a good thing.
Okay, so that's important. Make sure that you stick to your routine whether you're showing or not.
The more that you do things like you normally do it, and this comes to everything, performance for your, like how you prepare your horse and everything. The more you stick to your routines, the better your body will adjust to the nervousness, the stress, and everything else. Because the more we can have that environment, the better it is for the horses as well.
Amazing. All right. Anything else that you'd like to add, sort of just in the overall nutrition for riders discussion?
No, I would just like to again emphasize that it's not only what we eat, but how we eat it, and that it impacts our hormones, our release of, and the chemistry in our bodies. And think about nutrition not only as, but we need to enjoy it as well. It's food. We should enjoy food, but just think about it as a that it actually impacts your system. Energy drinks, protein bars with a lot of sweeteners, everything like that, always bad for you.
Okay. Interesting. Protein, not so good.
And
well, not protein bars.
Eat your greens. That's
fiber.
Fiber, green vegetables, broccoli, kale, spinach. All of that is always good for everyone. We are designed to eat that, and we should have that as a base.
Okay. Very good. You touched on briefly about hormones. We're not talking about the kind of hormones that you maybe would take for fertility or different types of things like that. It's much more about how hormones can affect your performance. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Hormones are our transmitters. They are the signals that we will, so that everything that we feel, that will be driven and created by hormones. If we don't eat a good diet for the hormones to travel around and make those signals in our system, then, or if we are too high in stress and that sort of thing, that will make an imbalance in the hormonal system in our bodies, and that will affect everything: our metabolism, our immune system, our ability to focus, and so on. So just think about it as a holistic. It's an organism and it's chemistry, and we need to address that not only at I am like this or this is we should definitely feel what we're feeling, but then also touch on why is this happening. Okay. So that is related to hormones, because happiness and focus and reactivity also.
I think that will affect performance tremendously.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So not only when you eat, but how you eat, it's all very important.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. This was a great conversation.